Limor, hello. This is Shane here, and I'm happy to say I am joined by Anthony Donegan, who's taken Limor by storm the last couple of months since we had our full launch. And we're meeting here in the Red Cow Hotel in Dublin City. And we met I think it was a week ago, Anthony, was it? Maybe more?
It was about a week and a half ago we met, yeah.
Week and a half ago we met for the first time. We had a great chat, but the problem was we had this amazing chat, we didn't record it so we could share with you guys. So we said we meet again, have a catch up and kind of go over some of the stuff we touched on the last day, and loads of stuff has happened already in the last week and a half, and one of them, straight away, we might dive straight into it, was Anto, you recorded a video last week.
I did, Shane. Hello, Limor, and everyone tuned in. I recorded a video last week for Mental Health Week, and I done the video with a guy called Thomas Nolan, who's also part of the Limor conspiracy.
Tommy, who are you?
How's it going, Tom? So we done this video for Mental Health Week, as you know, and the reasons being was to promote awareness. It's the elephant in the room. We've all heard this expression, the elephant in the room. And to me now, it's gone beyond the elephant in the room. It's out there. This is live. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to lean on this now. And like anything in life, I always say lean on weakness. So it was probably the first time I'd say I really gave my own version, me as true as possible, a version that I wouldn't even say my friends have seen this side of it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes on. I've actually uploaded it with the help of the guys, Connor, and I was struggling a bit with that, I may add.
Yeah, no worries.
So he literally sorted it out in 2 seconds from me. And the video credit was John Anderson and David Brannigan. I'd like to let you know on that as well. So basically, I'll tell you a little bit about the video. We started on Grafton Street and we took a walk up from in around just after Brown Thomas. And basically, it was just two Dublin guys with two beards, two pairs of gloves. You couldn't even write this. We both showed up with gloves. We both showed up with he showed up with scarf, gloves, and we looked like we were about to rob a bank.
Yeah. I saw some of the pictures. I saw the pictures. You look well, but you didn't plan the look.
That.
Oh, right,
no,
okay.
we didn't plan that. Like I mean that. Tom, you better back me on this. We didn't mean that. And when we gave it a nose, I was like, what? Jesus, this is really, we didn't mean this. So me and Tom met up. He just was like, what way do you want to do it? And I said, Tom, I didn't know much about your style beforehand. We know each other obviously relatively short period of time, but I want this to keep it real because I wanted to promote the type of thing that when people see this, they can say, right, I can do this, you know, I'm going to meet my friend, maybe I'm going to go for a walk in the park, I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to tell my real story, because letting your story be known is a healing process, and you can open a new chapter, because one chapter closes, another one opens. So Tom was like, which way do you want to do? And I was like, let's keep it real. And he's like, what way? I don't want to script it. I want to just go, hit that camera, hit record, and let's just keep this as real as possible. So we start walking up Grafton Street, and like the record is about an hour and a half long. I have to say with Tom as well, I feel like I know Tom my whole life. He's just one of them guys you can talk to about Ant, you know what I mean? And we straight into Tom gave me his story, and my J's was like blown away with. Really, it was the first time it was really like when someone tells you something, it like really gripped me, and I felt straight away I could be on with him. And it's very important, this video, for me on that note. So we had that chat, and we went up Grafton Street, where we then decided to cut into Stephen's Green. And when we were walking around Stephen's Green, the important thing I will say is that although I had spoke openly about this all before, this is the first time again that I just gave everything into this. I let this completely out there, and I could feel a weight coming out my chest.
Just telling your own story about your background.
Yeah, my background. Yeah. And I, as truthful as I said, I had been very truthful up to this point. That was the first point, that I've been that honest. You know. So we were walking around and then further on, and something that really interesting that happened, and it wasn't scripted. For anyone that's listening to this, which might think it was that when we were sitting down in Stephen's Green Park having a chat, that three young lads and a girl popped around the corner, We were filming away, and we were talking away about mental health and triggers, and you can have setbacks and even how to overcome this and what way we did it. And this lad was shouting over, and he was like, "What's this? What is this? Is this?" And we gave him trying to like, "No, it's just a video now." She's just trying to point it out, and they were like, "Look, is that a mental health video?" And we were like, "Yeah." And we were like, "Would you like to speak?" And he was like, "Yeah, I would." And I was like, "Well, let's do it." So he sat beside Tomo, one of the guys, and the other guy actually was sitting in the back at the start, and straight away he said, what is it with you? And he had told us something you can want to see in the video, what happened when he was younger. He was abused, and straight away he had pulled up his jacket and showed us self-harm marks all up his arms, and I was so blown away by this even, and how he was willing to share that. And I said to him, first thing I said to him, why do you want this all? Why are you doing this now? And I said, because I want help. And I says, can you not get help? And he said, no, I can't get help. And I said, you tried to get help? He said, yeah. I said, I went to the doctor. He said, yeah, I'm dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, a couple of other things. And I said, and what is it now? What did you feel you wanted from all these days? He says, I want my story to be known. And that video represents a lot of things, a lot of people for me, because you do want that story to be known. And I feel like when people watch this video as well, I hope from the bottom of my heart that it gives you that push and enhances it to say, I want to tell my story, because that's where the growth established period, that's where the breakthrough, that's the pivotal point in this is, you know what I'm saying? So he gave a story, and Tomo as well was gearing him on as well. It was great to see. He was even giving me a buzz. Tomo was like, look, don't let this define you. Them marks are not who you are, and this feeling is not who you are. Don't let this define your life. And you could see this young fella was really he was engaged with it, And I was chatting to the other guy who had come over. We called his friend over, and he said to him, he said, this guy here, he said, is like my brother. I said, is he your brother? He says, no, he's my friend. And we live in this place together, where they look at home, whatever they are, like a shelter. They're in a shelter together. And he says, that's my brother. He's like my brother. I'm not without him, And it was great to hear. It was just the realness of it. And I goes, that is your brother, And he goes, yeah, we do everything together. And he said, I said, do you struggle around yourself? He says, I self-harm. He said, well, I don't want to show us. That's okay, And why do you do it? He says, it's like relief. It's relief for me. But I don't want to be like this. And I was like, what do you want? He said, I just want help. I don't know how to get help. And before I got back there, when I went home that evening, all I could think about is, I'm here and I want help. And something very important with mental health I want people to know is, sometimes you don't know how to ask for Shane. You want it, but you're powerless. It's powerless over you, because it has such a grip in it. It has such a hold in it. You don't know how to ask for it. So we've made some recommendations with, obviously, there's lots of suicide prevention, there's Pieta out there, there's Hope Suicide Prevention up in Tala, there's organisations out there, but sometimes people just don't know how to do it. So we finished up on that chat, and we took a walk then further on through Stephen's Green, and we finished up, and it's something important as well that I put out there in the video, what I was wearing. I'm big for imagery, and when you're struggling with that, make everything around you in relation to your fight back. So have everything. So when I talk about my own struggles and anxiety, my phone will be looking at me. I'd have something wrote on a screensaver. I had affirmations everywhere on the walls. You will, you can. Proactive words, like, everything around my life was, even to the music being played in the background, everything was positive, proactive. You know what I mean? And as again, I'm not the type of person that is all rainbows and sunshine, but I can't overemphasize enough with this video that when you're making your journey through from as I call this, the ground up, the important part of this is to know that everything around you must change. So it's well as people, places, things. To me, it's more that. To me, a song could have set me back. When I was on my road to recovery, literally everything had to change. I would not have anything in relation to anything negative come around me. You know what I'm saying? So I wore a jumper for the video. It was very important to me as well. By fashion designer Lorraine Hardy. And me and Lorraine don't know each other that long. We know her through my girlfriend. And she wants to be the biggest designer in the world. But her brand that I wore that day stands for. I actually read it out now. I can't remember the name. And I said, have to go onto that video and look at it. It has the jumper. But
it's alright. You can leave in the voice comments later on after this.
I'll be back on this one. Trust me, because it's about that. But basically, the message on the back, it's very long, so you let me away with this one, believe me. But the message on the back is so powerful, because when I read it first, I said, Lorraine, do you know what that means? She says, what that message on the back of that jumper means is recovery. And it's recovery from a breakdown. And it's not just emotion, it's relationship, it's business. It means getting back to your feet. The message in this is so powerful. And I said, I love to wear this for the day, because that to me, when I speak about, someone tells me they're depressed, or someone tells me anxious, the thing with me is, I'm nearly doing that, Shane. I'm rubbing my hands together, because I know you're at a very growth established period. That to me, depression is change. Depression is growth, is development, and you're not you're not in limbo anymore. So if someone comes to me and they're struggling and all that, I say, good, because now you're ready for growth. You know what I'm saying? If you're struggling, your face is on the floor, good, because now you're ready to come back up now, because you're at the being in limbo now. You know what I'm saying? You're up and down. You don't know where you are, but now you know you are, because you're on the ground now. So good. So this jumper represented comeback, and I want people to know that sometimes you have to hit the floor to know.
That's an interesting way of looking. I've never heard anyone look at depression in that way before.
Yeah.
Looking at depression as a positive thing, and that's brilliant. And that's, that saying is, when you're at the bottom, the only way is up.
Yeah.
So no, that's a great spin on it. Yeah, putting a positive turn on depression, because it's the only way is to grow, then, isn't it? Because you're ready for it, as you say. Yeah.
You're there. And I've done this, and people speak to me. I remember, and this is why I get so excited about it, because I know what it takes, and I know that when you're in that period, I know what needs to be said to you, and I know the powerfulness of someone saying to you, when you're in that point in your life, not that I call it a pivotal point, of someone even using the words, I believe in you, because you could go to all the therapists and read all the books in the world, but someone powerful enough to say to you that you have a lot of, someone that you look up to say to you, I believe in you, kid, you're back now, this is just a start of it now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The power in that alone, Shane, is so intriguing, because I know that's what was needed for me. When I was struggling with the depths, like I said, I was never someone that struggles with depression, suicidal thoughts or anything. I was just someone who was very over anxious. And the only way I can describe it is just like, you're always on edge. You're always waiting for bad. And my core beliefs about myself was that if I was not advancing in life, if I was not growing, was not developing, then you're a failure.
Just on that, because we kind of dive straight into this, and that's what audio and social audio is all about. But a little bit for people who don't know who you are, Anthony Donegan, and a little bit about your background and why you're so passionate about what you're just after talking about.
I'm Anthony Donegan's my name. I'm studying self-care and development, life coaching. I have previous studies in social science and psychology. And when I grew up, from as long as I can remember, 5-6 years of age, Shane, I had this nervous feeling in me. And years ago, I don't know if I hear people saying, I'm worrying, and constantly worrying. Well, my life was like a big constant worry and fear. I never knew what this was, and in my video I touched on it and all. I couldn't even put my hand up in class at the age of 5 or 6 years of age to answer my name when my name was called, Shane, because of the fear of this. It was like being standing now, like this massive weight of social anxiety, of being embarrassed, it was just this feeling. So I brought this on into my teens. It prevented me going outside the door a lot during my early years with friends and family. Carried on into my late teens and early 20s, and that's when I had to make this change, because I would have hit a place where you could call it self-destruct, and I literally lost the ability to just move. I lost the ability to go to work. That's when I hit a point of depression then with that. So I had to look at my life, and I had to look, what is this? I don't never see myself as someone depressed. What is this? I got frustrated at myself over this, the way I was feeling. So what I had to do was look at my whole life. I was never happy, and I'm a very happy-go-lucky person, but there's something there that's missing. So I had to look at everything, and I took my life very, very serious then. And that's when I always say, put myself up to my neck in books. I could read 2 books a week at one stage. Every day was something new being read. Mornings existed of playing videos, audios in my head with the likes of Tony Robbins or somebody else look up there. And it was just pure learning at this stage, because there was something wrong with me. Now it's time to fix it. I'm fed up with this now. I can't do this anymore. I have 2 kids. I can't go another second like this. You know what I'm saying? So it existed of me just going into this deep orbit of just study, learn, throwing myself out, ringing out, put myself into every situation, put myself into courses, so put myself into constant development courses, speaking everywhere that I was weak. I used to first sing at the karaoke. I put my name in the karaoke before my own.
Did you sing?
I was alright, yeah. Great
fair
feedback.
play to you. I'm terrible.
I got up my own and I got great feedback as well.
So what song did you pick?
James Morrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we might sing it another time.
No, next time.
I might lash it up on the commentator. But basically, what I done was become so deep in this that I understood what it was with me, and this is very important. I want people to understand. I had a beautiful girlfriend. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have great friends around me. I have a house over my head, a roof over my head. I have family, I have everything. I was around the brother who struggled with mental health. He's in a home now. I was brought up in a very solid type of environment and all that. But all this and that, I'm responsible for my own well-being. I still wasn't happy. So what it was with me that I found helped me was that my way of thinking was critical. And I never understood how hard it was on myself. So this was a big breakthrough with me. And how I made this breakthrough, I found out something called CBT. And I could not understand the power and significance of this until I started understanding more about it. And basically CBT is about looking at your thoughts of what they are. So thoughts become feelings, feelings become actions, behaviours. So I'll give you an example of my core belief growing up. If I had an example would be is your thought is if I don't have money, I'm not successful. So that's an example of a core belief. So other people might have core beliefs that if they are not surrounded by umpteen amount of friends, that they are powerless or this and that. That's a core belief that you make. So we had all these core beliefs that had to change. And my core belief was that I was never enough. I was never good enough for anyone. And that stemmed back from years ago. I don't know whether that stemmed back. I look back at my father not being there, or I think a large part, because I spoke on my video about my dad. I didn't meet him until I was 25, and I got a bit upset during the video, which is something that I don't really do that much, you know. So I think it could have been a part of it was my father not being there. I felt like rejected, so I never felt good enough for anyone. So if I can tell you anything about this, I want everyone to know is that find a way, because mine was something that I never expected in a million years. And it's just one thing I want to touch on as well with my father actually. I never understood, especially after that video, how much he took away from my life, how much that took away from me. And it wasn't until I like I said, doing that video, and I found myself getting a bit emotional, upset during it. And I met my father when I was 25 years of age, and I held this anger in me for 25 years. And when I spoke about meet my father, I actually have a cast on a Shane Monahan.
Yeah,
you listening?
you know I did, Jess. Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood how much this held over me, and it's such an important thing, because I find with people with their life, if you look for the right questions and provoke the right answers, so look for the right things and find a way. So with my dad, when I met him, I spoke about it already. I had this thing that I wanted to give it to him. Saying I'm not saying physically. I wanted to say, listen, you're a little arsehole. You know, you let me down. You walked out. My ma had no washer. You know, all this thing in me. And when I met him, and he basically just put everything on the table and apologised to me. He said, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being in your life. I'm sorry for everything. It was like it just let me. I cut the cord that day. I just let everything go on me, and I spoke about this feeling. I've never experienced this, Shane. My chest went, my shoulders dropped. I was just like, oh, freedom.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to row anymore. I didn't want it. And he said, listen, I wanted it. I don't think I never thought about you. And there was I see kids every day, and I thought of you, and I let it go too long. I took drink, and drink took me. And his honesty in that just boom. I was that day freed me up. And
that changed your life.
That changed my life, Shane. That changed my... I can't explain enough what that done for me that day. It was just like... I didn't know about this. I didn't see this whole time, and I was going around frustrated a lot. Look, life has a lot of shit and there's a lot of obstacles, but that was holding me. That rejection, that little message that I sent to myself that I wasn't good enough, just like... It just released me that day, Shane. So if anyone's holding anything in there, like, just let it go, because that was like releasing a truck that was attached to the back of me.
And I think that, you know, I come across this in my own life, and I see other situations, and one of the main things that causes personal problems, group problems, societal problems is lack of communication.
Big time.
Talking.
Absolutely.
And what is it that solved the fact that you actually spoke to him?
Absolutely.
And I think, you know, the week that's in a mental health week, and that's one of the biggest issues, is people not talking.
You hit it on the head, isn't it?
I
even, as much as I go on, I have to say, I always trying to be as real as possible with this. I was seeing someone that he can speak and this and that, but what Shane says, communication, I couldn't communicate. There's a difference between being able to speak and being social and communicating. And my big one was, Shane, where even when I used to not know that I'd have arguments with someone, this and that, a big thing is, if you have an argument with someone, right, you're annoyed someone did on something, instead of getting mad at them, instead of coursing this and that, sitting them down, because some people sometimes don't know they made a mistake, saying, listen, I'm very annoyed at you, because I expected this out of you, and you've done this, and this is why I'm pissed off. That has more power and meaning and instruction than losing the plot, because when you lose the head with someone and get annoyed, that's all they see is rage. Yeah. And sometimes that's how fights break as well, because they see rage. So what you just said, the communication, it's masterful. My girlfriend has made me a better person on communication, and my son is someone that I've had to learn more about communication, because he suffers with sensory. I spoke previous about. He had a brain hemorrhage born, and now he's grand now, he's fantastic, but he suffers with sensory, and he's slightly on the spectrum of autism, and his behaviour and stuff is how we'll notice it. So my son doesn't understand being if he's done something wrong, challenging behaviour. So he doesn't understand it. So I've really had to home in on this, and if something happens, it's very interesting. He's my little treasure that I work on. If he does something and he doesn't understand it, I would say to him, listen now, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing.
You need to do that with adults sometimes as well. Listen now.
This is what you're doing. You're running amok. You can't have everything your own way. And this is why, but he's an extra bit sensitive, and he's such a sensory, and it has brought so much understanding. You know something, Shane, that you're just so interesting. Someone said to me before, we should aim to be more like children. And I went, what are you talking about? You know, you're a grown man. I thought to myself, and he goes, you're not getting the point. We should aim to be more like children. They childlike manner. If something happens, if a child goes out and they're playing in the street and you row over something, it's done. You let it go. You know, so we need to aim to be more like that. We've introduced like this consciousness of when something happens now, we hold judges, our behaviour change, we get angry, we hold fear. Children don't. Children just go out, they play, and that's something that is missing. That's something that I feel that we need to bring back into society more. And there's a reason why millions of self-help books are sold. There's a reason why people are constantly looking to find this, and they're going back to years ago of these old techniques and traditions and proverbs and all, because we're now in a time that has moved on for the better with technology, but we still, as people, have not learned the basic fundamentals of well-being and development.
Yeah, no, definitely, I couldn't agree more. And I think people are afraid to talk, and people are afraid to be honest. I think that's a big, because it might make them look bad, or what people think of them, and it comes back to what's the word I'm looking for, where you have self-confidence in your own ability, who you are, and when it's not easy to reach that, but it's a frame of mind. But once you have it, then you're like, I don't give a shit what people think. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna stand by it, and this is how I feel. And sometimes and people are afraid because they don't genuinely come from a good place. They don't want to insult anyone.
Yeah.
They don't want to hurt other people's
faith. Other people. Isn't it? Like,
you see, that's
it's about other people. We're constantly going other people. So a hidden thing here, I think this Shane, I don't know if you agree with me. We're constantly thinking of other people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, even with like anything you have in life you're going about, you constantly look for an opinion of others. And I feel you should aim to be like, especially with schools, especially bringing people up now. I've been looking to get involved with community work and all and stuff like that. And a big thing to me is that I believe you should be with kids, make mistakes, not constantly this worrying, being brought out of you must get to 9 to 5, you must work, you must do this, you must do that. My advice to go to kids, make decisions, stand over them, fail, learn.
Yeah, and that's another thing is people are afraid to fail, and it's nearly modern. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm not a parent, but just looking from the outside is.
Not yet.
They're not yet. Well, touch wood. We'll see what happens. And they're kind of. I don't know whether it's their own because they're their children. They're trying to protect them. I know, but they're their own early insecurities of failure. They said, "Don't let that happen to the kids." So everyone's a winner. Everyone gets a winner's medal.
Yeah.
Which is not good for anyone. It's not good for kids. It's not good for adults because the only way you can learn is failure.
It's failure. That's what someone said to me also the other day. This kid is in school and he was like to me, my son is terrified to leave the house, and you know I'm very giddy type of character, Sinead.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's afraid to leave the house. I said, why is he afraid to leave the house? He said, he thinks someone's gonna get him because in the yard they're saying don't move from that railings or don't talk to anyone at that railings. Don't because someone can grab you or someone. So I think is there something here we need to also be looking at that. You're saying something to kids, like someone saying don't worry. You know, I'm worrying now. If I said to you, don't worry about saying don't look behind you. Don't worry. You're gonna straight away. I'm worrying because there is something behind me. So I think there's a hidden message in this as well from a very young age. And something also that I want to mention is a word that I used to believe practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Now, I heard something a while ago and Tony Robbins said that deep practice makes perfect. And I said, what the hell is that? What is deep practice? What is he on about? Deep practice is practicing. Deep practice is practicing with failure. Yeah. So practice, fail. Now I've failed a million times on my road to, I would say, the journey that I'm on, in that I constantly failed with myself and that I was like, I can't do this now and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and now I do, and I felt I was never good at anything. I literally says everyone has a talent, everyone's great at something, and Anthony Donegan's floating around and you're not good at anything. And I'm not being negative, and people say I'm being negative, I'm not being negative, but I really don't think I'm good at it. I've tried everything, Shane. I banked cranes, I worked on building sites, plumbing, warehousing, I worked for free, I worked charity, I've done it all.
When you were in the army for 8 years.
8.5 years.
Don't forget about
that. I nearly forgot about that. But I've done it all. What I'm saying myself, what are you good at? What are you actually good at? And do you know what, something I do feel I was good at is coaching, because I've had to come back so many times. I've had to come back from places that I really struggled with, and bouncing back and recharge myself became something that I could have a bad day now and I come out all guns blazing tomorrow because I've learned something powerful. I've learned to self-regulate. I've learned really powerfully that I can have the worst day in the world and never down. I'm back. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's an important thing there as well. Like you're trying to find what am I good at, what am I good at, but you're really good at coaching. Yeah. But there's another very important thing that is in that you enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I love it, Shane. I love it.
And that's the key, because I say this to anyone, just as my own advice, like what I'm doing with Limor. Yeah. I know I'm good at it, but I'm good at it because I enjoy it.
You love this.
I love it. And like you could be really good at digging a hole.
Yeah.
But you don't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that for the rest of your life.
You wanted to do this.
Because,
did you get something that, like,
it's
just that road, isn't it?
It's just, I don't know how I came up with the idea, and it evolves.
I know how I hear the story. It's a fantastic story with your dad and how
it just evolved. But the thing is, like coming from my background as a professional rugby player, and a lot of professional athletes, not just rugby players, suffer when they finish because you spend your whole life doing one thing and then overnight it's taken from you.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, my whole identity has been a professional athlete. What do I do now?
Yeah.
And they're trying to find that thing, and they just fall into jobs and they hate it because it doesn't give them any stimulus or satisfaction, or it's nothing like they did. And whenever I'm talking to any of the younger players who are in the academy now or preparing, I see this is the thing. The frustrating thing is, if you want to make it as a pro athlete, you can't be thinking about anything outside of making it as a pro athlete. It's a catch-22. But what I do say to them is, lads, whatever you do outside of rugby, make sure you enjoy it.
Right.
That you love it, or that
and that's from previous experience.
That's my experience. That's my experience. Because the other one outside, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be focusing on my art.
And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that'll benefit from this playing rugby as well, because you've wore the t-shirt, and what you said to me as well, you could be still playing, couldn't it?
Yeah, I could be. I finished 28. I'm 31 now, so I finished very low, and it wasn't injury that stopped me. It was politics. That's a story for another day. I fell out of love with it, and again, there you go. I fell out of love with it.
It is that, isn't it? I think if you love what you like, all you do say I can honestly tell you, sitting here speaking, and I hope one day we play this when I'm where I really want to be, and I hope one day I can sell out arena, Shane. That's my goal.
When we're both in a penthouse in Las Vegas,
should we sipping on some proper 12 whiskey?
Proper 12, yeah.
Try to aim the corner as well there. Bit of free publicity. But I think if you're happy at something, you can see even Conor there. You can see the happiness in him doing that video. If you're happy doing anything you like, that's it, isn't it? Like, I absolutely love it. Like, and no one knows. I swear to God, I said to me, "Can you not understand how much I love this?" And she says to me, "Dude, I was cutting cracking to the day." She goes, "I do, because you're up every morning at 3 o'clock, and I grew up saying sometimes at 3 in the morning writing notes." It doesn't be that about this. I write me next. I'm constantly can't switch off. And I went up with Paddy in SPG, Paddy Hoolan there, reason enough to just try and not lower me thing, but just to try and give my mind a break from self-development, because I love a challenge. I would love to work. If I could work with anything right now, I'd work with, give me the person that is on his knees, give me someone that I can walk with. Let him live with me, and then I'll show you what I can do with him. Let him live my life, because my life is not just get up and go to here. My life is constant. This doesn't switch off for me. Like,
there's a guy. Sorry to interrupt you. You may have, I don't know. We touched on before. I think if you're a wrestling fan back in the day.
I wasn't, but we spoke about it. I can't remember.
Diamond Dallas Page. That thing with Jake the Snake Roberts. And he's a documentary called The Resurrection. You talk about giving a plug. Diamond, if you're ever listening to this,
Right.
But he did exactly what you're saying. He made Jake come and live with him, because he was at the bottom. And he called it the accountability crib.
I love it. I love the name.
It's an amazing name.
It's an amazing name.
And he lived with him.
Accountability crib.
And
Brilliant.
he brought him from the bottom. And Jake came out and he said, he saved my life. He saved my life. It's amazing stuff. And Scott Hall as well, another guy. And these guys in their prime were the best wrestlers in the business, but they went down the road. Again, they had issues from their past. I think Jake was abused as a child, and his dad and all that kind of stuff brought when he never dealt with it, never talked about it properly, so transferred. And the same with Scott Hall, was involved in he was a bouncer, and a guy attacked him. He ended up killing a lad. Self-defense with a gun, and he just pushed it down and
never
brought that with him for 20 years, and ended up on drugs and alcohol and ruined his life basically, and until they faced it and communicated.
Change, you know what, right? I swear to God, and there's going to be counsellors listening to this, probably coursemen and this and that, and I do believe counselling is a fantastic way of speaking with someone about problems, about anything. I think there's a lot in this. For me, connection. You must connect with whoever you are speaking to. It's a massive one. I find what you connect to. I connect to energy. I love force. I love energy, and to me, when I start working one-on-one people, and my goal is to work with classes, and I like to run classes of 10, 20 and well-being development, getting back in their feet. I feel hit this with power, hit this with energy, and if you cannot connect to someone, if you're on the road back to mental health, for the week that's in it, we talk about this. If you find you have to go to the therapist, it's not work for you, there's another therapist out there. Because too many times people go, and then they say, the therapist was bleeding. I didn't like him. But you might like the next one. but you're in such a bad place, you think that's all. You just think it's over now. You might like the next one, but the next therapist you might change your whole goddamn world.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. Do you know what I'm saying? And I really feel that even with books and all, I don't know if you ever get the Shane. I have to ask you this because I spoke with someone else about this. Did you ever read a book, right? And you read a good book, and you might relate this as well, Connor. You're in that state of brilliance. Like you read like The Power of Now, you read something and you're like, Jesus, you feel great for the whole week because you're actually playing it out, you're reading this and you're nearly living that life. And then a week after this, you're back to that old routine, that old force of habit, that old way of thinking. And you say, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
What is it? I do say to myself, now we're going to go on, right?
Okay.
I say, what is this? But I just thought about it in a nutshell because I'm constantly preaching about well-being, doing development, bringing well-being into your life every day. For me, when you're reading a book and you're in that place and it's by the biggest psychologist or the life coach in the world, you're living that life. For them 7 days you're reading that book, you're actually in that moment, you're living that, and you feel absolutely fantastic, but just stop it. So a big message in that is you must practice this constantly. Because I thought about it more and more and more. Why we want happiness in a minute. We want happiness in 7 days, right? We train with apprenticeship for 4 years. We train rugby player for training many years. But yet we expect happiness and to know the hidden truth in a book in 7 days. So why don't we practice this across the course of our life? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying, Shane?
It's yeah. Well, I think it's the society we're in at the moment is instant gratification.
There you go.
And
you just told me.
Yeah. nothing worth having comes easy.
Hold on, though. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And anyone, there's a common factor with anyone who succeeds. If people look at us, I wish I had that life, or which it's just, it's very important when you're looking at someone to be inspired by people and not have the situation where the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
It's how you perceive things. But any one of those people, massive. But those people, it didn't happen overnight for them.
Yeah.
The work that went into it, as you say, it's consistency.
It's non-stop.
It's non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is discipline. Discipline isn't easy, and the ability to go through the hard times, because as we touched on, that's the only way you learn is through failure and the hard times, and say, actually, I'm strong enough to get through that.
Yeah.
And not give up, and again, it comes down. There's a lot of factors. Some people are naturally strong for whatever mentality, but there's other people learn from people around them. So that's what we touched on before.
You've learned on, which is very interesting, that you've learned a lot of your life skills through rugby.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's really, that was fascinating for me. And I thought about that because I'm a deep thinker. When I went home that day, I was actually, do you know what I done that day? I went home and I researched rugby, I researched everything. I'm the type of person that if you told me something, I had to find, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was looking at life skills through it. And it's such a big one. So sport, if you can get into this early, can change the way you look at the world nearly.
Massive, like sport. Rugby is a huge one. It was the main sport I played for my life, but I played, Gaelic football.
Yeah.
Bit of soccer.
Do you want now?
Football. Do I do it now?
Yeah, did you play out in any
no,
sports now?
I don't.
No,
and it's definitely. I'll show you. I should win pro in soccer as well. under 12s Dublin District League winners medal at home on the table.
Yeah.
Draw the boys. But it's sport, and that is something that I do miss, because a lot of my mates are still playing professionally. They're still playing international level, and it's the. Like I did Astro a few weeks ago. First time I played a team football in maybe a year. Yeah. And the high I got out of that, and I was just like, geez, I missed
football. I got injured. I went back a while ago.
Right.
Yeah, I miss it now. But do you know what, Shane? I never thought I'd say as well. I went up with Paddy, up to SPG, and another important one, because we're being honest as we can be with this as well, is I was always the type of person that was. I never want to see badness. I don't want to see anyone doing no pushover either. But I'm always trying to protect people, and I always want to see people do well. And when I be out in my gear and this and that, I always had this sense of, you see the crowd of people, something's going to kick off. And I went to the Paddy as well a while ago, and I said, Paddy, listen, I have this thing in me now. I said, I feel a bit, I can't explain it. And Paddy smiled at me and he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I feel like I wouldn't be a pushover, Paddy, or we've had rows, but I don't know how to handle myself. I feel if something kicks off, and I have that in me, and I constantly feel it. If something, when I'm out a while ago, I was out a while ago, and there's a couple of fellas and smart, and I was out with my girlfriend as well, and it was a bit, I carried that home. It was a bit like, felt a bit defensive or something. I felt a bit like, and I'm training up there 5 weeks now, and I'm no black belt, but that feeling has got lower.
Yeah.
I can't describe it because you've done Win the Warrior.
Yeah.
And that feeling, I'm only up there 5 weeks, but now it's like that you feel you're taking action in a certain area, that you've took away, you're less power, less, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's martial arts and jiu-jitsu or anything like that is incredible. Even if you never throw a punch or an armbar in anger, it'll stand to you for the rest of your life. And he said that self-confidence and ability and fitness and mental health and everything is just
it's a combination.
It's a combination.
And I don't want to go out killing some. Make this clear, I'm not that type of person, but it'd be just nice. I'm gonna stick at it. I absolutely love it. He's a fantastic trainer, Paddy, as well. I'm at the fall and really in love with it. I love it.
It's addictive.
It's addictive, isn't it?
It is very much.
And
so.
it's just feeling that something kicks off. You know, not you're ready to rock. You can handle it. You can handle yourself. You can confidence. I was just saying, I can get out of the situation. We can handle it, so we can get out of the situation.
And that's, I think, the guys, the most less likely guys to start a row are the boys who can handle themselves,
isn't it?
Because the boys who start the rows generally are insecure,
as the abracadabra scraps Paddy calls it.
Yeah, they're insecure. They have something to prove, and if you know, this comes back to your own self-worth, your own self-confidence. If you know, listen, if a scrap, I can handle myself.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to find out whether you can handle yourself.
That's it. As the way Paddy explained to me in a nutshell, he goes, you know, when you are training and you're aware of your ability, he says, you give an orbit off. He said, it's like you have this thing with your mind, you have this connection that if someone someone's looking in saying, fucking him, we're getting smart, you know deep down that you're going to rise above this, but you can handle yourself. But if you are insecure and you feel weak, or you feel these think that I'm pushover or a little muppet or something, you're gonna react.
Yeah.
So again, it all comes back to orbit. It comes back to knowing and being confident is another one. Confidence, isn't it?
Confidence is huge, and there's loads of different things. What the question? What gives you confidence? How can I be more confident?
Isn't it?
And again, it doesn't happen overnight.
There's
no magic pill. It's kind of like
I wasn't confident.
Yeah.
I was the most unconfident person like you could meet. And people, when I tell them this, they be go, "What? I can't believe it." And there's a couple of things I done. My stepdad was a big figure. He was mad as a brush. He is, I swear to God. And
you're gonna have to do a cast with him to introduce him to the world.
He was mad as a brush at the time. Now, mind you, he was on the drink as well at the time. But I picked up so much from him. So I have a bit of advice for someone on confidence. If you want to be confident, because this is what I done. Believe me, I couldn't even leave my door one stage. If you want to be confident, be around confidence. Be around someone that is confident. Rub off them. Lean on them a little bit, because lean on doesn't mean you're weak. You're just, if there's an saying, if you want to be wealthy, be around wealth. If you want to be a good businessman, be around good businessmen. You know, so be around confidence and just rub off them, because that's what I done. And I picked up. I'll say I have my dad's biological side, but my stepdad's his word. He's brilliant. And I picked up his ways, interestingly enough, and he had me with him all the time in the van. He went around the drink for a large period of his life, but we let him away with that because he was just still a top dad to me. You know? I picked up his ways, I picked up his lingo, his motion, and that for me, I remember doing this before, studying something before that, genetics and this and that, so that put that on its head for me. Because I know biologically took me like my dad, so my dad was a very shy person. I learned later on in life, but I picked up my dad's personality, my stepdad.
Yeah.
I grew this confidence, and how I grew was by constantly throwing myself into stuff that I was fucking terrified. I mean, the first day going into the army, Shane, I didn't think they would have did this. He says, right, you have to grow up and tell a bit about yourself. And I says, Jesus Christ, I got away into this army to away from this. I got into hiding the madness, and they're telling me to grow up and stand in my arm in front of 30 people. So I grew up and I gave myself the biggest talk in my mind that time. I don't even understand what I was telling myself. And you can, you will this. I grew up and I gave it 2 or 3 minutes, and I think I gave the longest one there.
Yeah.
And I started off by telling him I was a black belt in karaoke, and I don't know how I went on ramble. And that sort of, for me, when you put yourself in a situation and you get some feedback, or you feel you get this confidence. There's so much confidence to be got out of doing something that you're terrified of.
Leave the comfort zone.
I'm telling you, and I spend my day, I literally spend when I wake up in the morning, I swear to God, you know what I think, my first thought in my head, what can I do today that frightens the bollocks out of me?
Yeah.
What can I do that terrifies me? If someone said to me tomorrow, speak in front of 1 million people, I'll be there an hour early. I need something as a person, whatever it is for me. I need this because I can fall into slumps if I don't. I constantly change my routine. I constantly change clothes. I constantly change pattern. Change is something big with me. How about you?
Change.
It's good for me, Shane. I need it. And if I'm not doing it constantly, if I'm not changing my routine constantly, I can slip into just bad routine again, bad habits.
Yeah, the change thing. I'd be more. I don't want to say I'm routine or change or maybe old school in my thinking and that in terms of when I think it's a kind of I'm very much when I do something I commit to it.
Yeah.
And I don't like to.
You don't like to alter it.
Alter it too much, you know what I mean? But that's different to what you're talking about.
If it's broke, don't fix it type of thing.
Yeah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's an interesting question because I could go down loads of different angles.
But I tell you why I'm saying the same, because something about me, right? I constantly, and I always like to give as much back as I can of myself. I'm the type of character that, boy, Jesus, Shane, I swear to God, the change has to be rapid in my life, and it constantly gives me this boost. And when I'm talking about change is, even with the gym, I constantly have to change routine. I constantly have to change. I even change gym. I change this year. Everything has to change for me, Shane. And it's like I get this feeling of confidence from doing it. If you get me, do you know what I'm saying?
No, with me, to be honest with you, I don't really think about it.
Do you know?
I don't say I have to change something. Yeah. It just kind of happens. Right. And if it feels right, and gut is a huge thing. Your natural gut feeling.
Yeah.
People say trust your gut.
Yeah.
It's in your DNA. It's you as a person. It says your gut is molded by who you are trained by. As you said, your father or whatever. They teach you between right and wrong and all that. And if it feels right, then. And it's a natural progression. As I said, like the thing with the rugby was a natural and it felt right, and Limor kind of was a natural thing. It happened, and even the MMA thing, something I always wanted to do.
Was it?
I always wanted to, I got introduced to jiu-jitsu, UFC maybe, or 2007, 8.
Yeah.
I never even knew about a friend of mine who was big into it, and then he got big into jiu-jitsu, and I did my first class in 2010 when I was in Connacht, or pre-season when I was leaving Leinster to Connacht.
Oh, right.
I did a few classes and I said, I love this.
Did you? I loved the striking, did you love the jiu-jitsu?
I didn't even do this, it was just pure jiu-jitsu at this stage. I did about maybe 5 or 6 sessions, but then I was into rugby again, and you're contracted, you can't do that stuff, and you might get injured, all that carry on, and I didn't do it. So I always, and then I was following, and like, Conor obviously exploded MMA all over the world, but I was in Gloucester in England when he had his first UFC fight.
Oh yeah, in Sweden?
No, in Gloucester in Connor's,
I went over to Sweden.
Oh, did you? Yeah. And it was, obviously he's an Irishman, so I was supporting him 100%. And I'd met Carl Pendred years ago because a few of my mates were Belvo in school with him. I met him way back when I was still in Leinster. And boys, he's doing this fighting and cage fighting, and I met him briefly. I don't know him well, but I said hello to him, wish him luck. But it was gas when I was in England, obviously an Irishman abroad, and you're dealing with the guys. I'm telling you,
the pig.
This like I was no expert, but I was like, I'm telling you, this guy is fucking going to be the champion. He's going to win. He's going to win. And there's a guy, Jimmy Cowan. Jimmy, if you ever listen to this, shout out. Jimmy won the World Cup with New Zealand, the All Blacks, the highest level. He was in Gloucester at the time, and he loves McGregor. And I told him at the time, I said, Jimmy, watch out for this fella. And now he's on the bandwagon as well. But
he was always, something, and I must say this for Conor. Conor's a good friend of mine. He's like my brother. Grew up, 14 years of age. 14 now, before that, but we started playing with Limor Celtic together. And I was at the meeting at Crumman, and I moved down to Crumman, and that's when me and Conor really would have started becoming really good friends. And Conor was. It's very important after the defeat, just a weekend gone. So I want people to know a bit about Conor, about growing up, what it's like for that mindset, because I would like to think you can put this into mental health if you can as well. So when I was 14, 15, Conor's the type of person that this is not something that's a knack. This is not something that was. This has always been in him. Like I remember going to a nightclub, and we were underage at the time, so he kind of might listen to us one day. We think we were 15 or something. I don't know about a fake ID, and I couldn't get in, And he was like, we both couldn't get in, And he was like, this Conor McGregor, don't let that get you down. And I was like, do you letting that this is 40, 50 years away? You letting that thing? And I thought about it. I said, no, I'm not. So he had that power. Conor is the type of person, right? He's never beaten, and he might have lost the weekend, but trust me, someone that grew up in that mindset of Conor is never ever beaten. And as soon as that fight is over, I listened to a podcast of Joe Rogan with John Cameron. He was like, we might need another fight. You've been out for 2 years, or do you think that straight away, Conor, I don't want to fight anyone else, I want him? And they were like, Joe Rogan was like, do you not think it'd be a good idea to fight someone, Tony Ferguson or someone else? And he's like, no, I want him. Like, Conor knows what he wants. His mindset is pure and utter belief. He believes so much in himself that it is frightening. Conor's mindset, there's books being wrote about The Secret and all that. Conor's mindset is all of this. It is dangerous. He has the ability, and even now I'll be around Conor. Me 30 is coming up as well, so you might show your face of that as well. Conor, boys, yeah.
Who knows? That'd be great, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to see us, boys, yeah. When he's around you, and it's important to have a person like this in your life. When Conor's around you, if he's sitting next to you, if you tell him that you want to be the ping pong champion of the world, Conor will put so much into that, energy into you, that you will be out and you are buying 2 things and a ping pong. Do you know what I'm saying?
Watching Forrest Gump every day.
He is a complete powerhouse, and he will be back from that. And do you know what? As soon as I watched that for you, I don't know, you watched it as well, Shane?
Oh, I did, yeah.
It was about 6 in the morning, and my 2 kids were up. I had made them stay awake for it. It's Robin, 11, Sonny, 5, and Kim. And even I know Conor lost that fight, but straight away, I know he'll be back now. I know this man will not. This is it now. This is dangerous now. Putting Conor down at that and something is he's gonna come back so dangerous from this, because this individual growing up has never changed. He is a powerhouse with his mind. I cannot even explain in words how powerful. You see his interviews and shouting and this and that. Conor has to build this. He's like Muhammad Ali. Has it beaten even before in the ring? But make no mistake about it, he never switches off this.
Yeah, and I think you touched on one thing with Conor. Without a doubt, he's proven it. We touched on this the last time we met, which we didn't record. And my own experience as well. I think having a goal.
Oh yeah.
If you want to achieve anything, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
You need to know what it is you want to achieve.
Big time.
And
big time.
And it does make it easier.
Yeah. We were supposed to go for boxing together at 15 and 16. I backed out, and he said we went up to Crumlin Boston Club, and he's slagging me off. I never lied. I think I could have turned my phone off. I don't know what I did. He had his first fight from my ma's house. He actually left all the cereal out of my ma's house. He got me into trouble with that as well, all over the place. But he done it. I didn't. He said to back then, I'm going to do this. This was when Conor wasn't a boxer. This was when Conor wasn't anything. Conor was going around Crumlin shouting he was got this. And a lot of people, I'm sure, looked in thinking, who the hell is this? Conor put this goal out. Conor said, this is the way it is. And boy, Jesus, did he prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to call him a friend. Proud to call him, he's a brother, what we grew up in. You can learn so much off what Shane is saying. Is just have a goal, and when you have a goal, do what Shane's doing with this, do what Conor's doing, do everything you can.
What you're doing now, and you put it out there and make it real, because your goal now. Just tell everyone here listening.
My goal in life is to be seen as the biggest well-being coach in the world. That is my goal. My goal is for you to listen to me and you for your hairs to stand up, for you to get so much energy and believe that you can see that I've done it and that you can fucking do it. And I will not stop at that. Like, I've made this promise to myself, or I will die again. I will die chasing the shit, and that's the truth of God. I will, because there's nothing more for me in life other than to be this person. And someone goes, "Who do you want to be like Tony Robbins?" I says, "No, I want to be Anthony Donegan." I don't want to be to anyone. I don't want to be. I used to want to be this story. I aired it to the world, which was a big thing for me, because sometimes when you air your story, I used to see it as weakness. But I've aired it to the world, and it was a chapter. But now I'm hunting this down. Now I'm fucking chasing this every day. I won't stop until I'm selling out these stages. I won't stop until I'm all over everything. Until I'm in a growing period now, but I'm relentless till this, and I'll go into a grave chasing this.
And I think that is a great way to wrap this episode of Mono y Mono. I didn't even mention this is Mono y Mono. There you go. But Anthony, listen, we'll definitely be speaking again.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed our chat, and you know, you've my support 100%.
Appreciate that, and a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, no,
Connor's a
fair play to you.
Yeah.
And guys, remember you can follow Anthony here on Limor at Anthony Donegan. And also, if you want to give a shout out for that video that went up literally 5 minutes before we started this cast.
Yeah, that video as well. Connor, Shane's camera guy, sorted that out me. I was literally, my head was spinning with it, and he literally did it in about, like, you can see why he's working with Shane. He literally did it in about 2 seconds. So, shit. One of his many skills, he said. Yeah. So, shout out, thanks for that, Connor, Shane as well, thanks, and credit again, David Brannigan, top man, videoed it, John Anderson edited it, and Tomo as well, for sharing your experience, as well with that. It did something to me that day as well, mate. I looked at stuff from a different perspective, so thanks again. And when I'm finishing this now, you can do anything with your life, you can be anything, and you can come from anywhere. If you're on the floor now, time to start working hard now. Go get it.
Brilliant. And if you have any questions for Anthony, you can leave them either below this, cast them on the Limor profile or Grover, give him a follow, and leave him a social audio, voice comment or text comment, and he's brilliant at getting back to you, and you can spark a conversation. Right, thanks guys, and talk to you again soon.